Go on.
Oh, dear Tash. How did I just tell you that we were going to press go on the recording? How did I tell you?
Are you ready?
Gladiators! Are you ready? And actually, had you not been doing this, you'd have loved to be a gladiator.
I would have
You'd
loved
have
to have been a gladiator.
Brilliant as a gladiator.
At drama school, I was voted most likely to end up in Lycra.
Oh, you see? There you go.
I don't think it was even a category. I think they made it up just for me. And I'm not sure if it's like at school assemblies where they just feel sorry for those people that are a bit rubbish at everything. So they like make up a category for them so that they come away feeling that they've achieved something.
Not most likely to be Prime Minister, but most likely to end up in Lycra. It's a good one, isn't it?
And I then went on to train for the Olympics
You
and
did
indeed spend years in Lycra.
You did.
So that was a self-fulfilling prophecy. Right, good morning, everybody. We are ready.
We are.
Ish. As ready as we get, Gemma.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. This is a pay it forward show. So some of you might be thinking, hey, what are you doing? It's Friday. What? You know, we had your Saturday, we had your Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Jane, Wednesday. What's going on? Well, what is going on is it is the last Friday of the month, and on the last Friday of the month, we like to do a little something we call the Pay It Forward Project.
We piff about.
Oh, we piff about. We do piff about. And you like to piff about too, and that's all good.
We do.
This month's piff is reusable makeup wipes in a drawstring bag.
Yep.
Gemma, you have a teenage daughter.
I do. And
She uses these.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes. Our bamboo toweling is fabulous.
Yes.
Making these is brilliant.
Now you get to choose, by the way, which side of the toweling you use. One is slightly coarser, well, not coarser, it's longer fibred than the other. They're both very, very soft. Cashmere soft. That's what it feels like, cashmere. So I tend to make mine half and half.
Yeah.
Half with the longer side
Nice.
when I'm applying my toner, half on the shorter side when I'm just taking bits off. That's what I tend to do, but really it doesn't matter which way round you use it. If you've done things like the toweling robes, you will have some bamboo left over anyway, so you've probably made lots of these. This is a little upscale on the original pattern.
Yes.
Because the thing that I found was I really wanted a handle.
Oh.
So I put a handle on these.
Well,
Put
there's
a
always
handle on it.
something, isn't there? You know,
Because
you have these
for the
things,
last-
you always want more.
2 years that I've been using mine, every time I've gone to use them, I'm like, really wish I could just do that. So that's what I've done on these. And then a little drawstring bag to pop them in, and then you can gift them, pay it forward, you can sell them to raise money for whoever, you can give them to a family member that's gone into a home or into hospital or whatever.
Women's refuge, things like that.
Absolutely, all those things. The remit is that it does some good somewhere.
Yes.
That's it.
And it might just be that you're feeling a bit down and you want to have a go at making something, or you want to, you know.
Or it might just be that you're going to use them and not use stuff that's going to go into landfill instead. In which case, box ticked.
Yes.
As far as I'm concerned, you're paying it forward to the planet, and that counts too.
It
in
does.
my book.
It does.
Yes.
And as usual, you buy and you get your pattern and everything all in there, and it's a cracking price.
It really is.
Subsidised make.
It really is, especially as these. I don't know why these instructions took me so long.
I know.
I think it's because it was two things, and it just threw me. I was like, no, I can't possibly cope with two things.
We have also today then, because this is the one we launched last month.
Yes.
And we make it today.
Yes.
For anyone who's not done this before.
Yeah, so you can make along with me if you're ready to make along. Now, the other thing is next month's. So next month's, and this is another personal need, was turns out Cornwall doesn't do gift bags for parties, party bags. So I was forced the night before my son's 9th birthday party to make my own bags. Now, I had to find a quick and easy way to do these. So I ended up using sewable paper, and had I been more organised, I've got one left and it's sitting in my kitchen. But you know the little gift bags that we did the 4 out of 2 Fat Quarter makes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're the same, pretty much the same dimensions as these. So we've got one of our little Christmas ones left over here. But with sewable paper along the bottom and along all of them. These you have half with like the red at the top, half with red at the bottom. But for these, it's an incredibly quick and easy make.
Yeah.
There's no lining. The handles are super easy. The whole thing is ridiculously easy to do. Because if you need to do a lot in a hurry, or for teachers' gifts, or anything like that, or if you're just making, you know, maybe this is going to be another little bag that you then put more wipes in or something like that.
Yeah.
Then it's easy to pop a little gift in and give it. Because what I'm finding is that my children come home and berate me because I don't know that it's a certain child's birthday that day.
But it's supposed to be psychic, Mum.
That day.
You're supposed to be magic also. I have still not got over the time Emily cried because you told her you weren't magic.
She did.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to be all these things.
You know, in those exasperated moments with little ones where you just go, oh, for goodness sakes, I'm not magic, you know. The full works. What do you mean you're not magic? Obviously, like, there's a bit of mummy magic.
Yeah, there's always some mummy magic.
Like,
yeah.
Backpedaling rapidly before this turns into something that is uncontrollable for the next hour.
Amazing.
Or two.
Yeah.
So in order to maintain my magical status, God, it's an effort.
Yeah.
I will basically keep some of these stuffed full of packets of sweets or whatever, or don't know. Just send it out the door, give it to that child, job done. We have ticked the birthday list. It is Friday, which means that you will have had your Friday newsletter stuffed full of Friday deals. It also, because we have a show today, means that I will let the cat out of the bag for any of you that have not yet read your newsletters. And SJ will go, well, what was the point of me writing that newsletter if you're just going to tell everyone anyway? Soz SJ.
Why did you pay me to do that job?
Why? Because there will be people that will be working and won't be watching the show, but will open their emails. SJ, there you go. That's why we love you.
That's why.
The big deal in there.
Crazy deal.
I know.
Did you get this wrong?
No, I didn't get it wrong. I just know that we've got Easter holidays coming up, and I know how badly I got stung for these when I went on holiday at Easter this time last year with my kids, and they got really, really wet at the beach, and then they needed to be dried. And I hadn't bought anything because I thought it's too cold, they're not going to want to go in the water. How wrong was I? And actually I got really cold as well, so I wish I'd had one of these as well. We have pretty much sold out of the technical jackets that we had. We've got a few left in green, that's it. They were incredibly popular. In fact, Gemma's sitting here in one now.
I am.
She told me off. She's like, where's your one? I said it's drying in Cornwall because I had to wash it because I wear it all the time and I got it covered in mud. So it's been through the wash. I don't tumble dry mine actually. I just let it hang dry. Anyway, this is what I wish I'd had last April. And it cost me an arm and a leg to kit my family out. So these together should be £120 bar 2p.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of toweling in there. It's terry toweling, beautiful quality terry toweling. The more you wash these, the softer they're going to become. That's what terry toweling does. And we've got them in the Costa, which is this one. We've got them in the Shore. We've also got the palm leaves, and we've got them just in plain black.
Yes.
These are your two, aren't they? These are yours and Guy's. I've got the black one and Freddie's got the palm leaves one. They're all on the website, but instead of them being £120, or £119.98, I've halved it.
Yeah.
I've halved it. I cannot do any better than that for you for your Friday deal. So if you are going on holiday anywhere, if you are going, even if you're just taking your kids swimming, I'm not going to lie, but there is that moment. So Emily and Freddie used to have swimming lessons half an hour, one after the other. Emily would want me, while Freddie was swimming, Emily would want me in the pool with her, which is fine, but then she'd want me watching her for her lesson, and Freddie would often join in her lesson anyway, so I would then be sat freezing cold by the side of the pool.
Yeah.
Or in a towel that invariably fell down.
Marvellous.
I've got enough to keep it all up.
Just, that's what you want. No shelf there, no shelf.
So, or when you're running around the changing room, because you've got one that's escaped, and you put in one of those, and because you have to get...
all the hand gestures, but we all know what you mean.
Yeah, I know.
It's all there.
And because apparently you have to get your children dressed first because they get cold.
Oh, apparently.
Apparently, like that's the thing. Well, and then you're
You do if you don't want
shivering.
your eardrums piercing with the wine
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
howl.
So anyway, that's why these are a great idea. All the parents love them, and actually, they're great. They're one size, so they've fit all of us, haven't they? And we're all different shapes and sizes in here, so they
exactly.
really are a one size. We had at the weekend we had Yanis in it. Yanis's favourite was that one.
Oh, and he's a handsome chap as well.
He is a handsome
Fabulous.
chap. Well, he used to model, so he was striking all the poses.
Of course he was.
And but he's a big 6'2", but he's broad as well, and it was baggy on him.
Yeah. Plenty of room.
There is plenty of room. It just didn't come down as far on him because he's tall. So
And
it's
I'm
just
5 foot nothing and curvy, but there's room for me and a couple of dachshunds up there, which is obviously
I love that.
priority du jour.
right. When you go camping,
Yeah.
because you don't have a shower, do you,
No.
in your caravan?
Nope.
You have to go to
Tiny caravan.
yeah.
We have to use the ablutions, the facilities. Yeah, you know,
Right.
that's exactly what I want it for.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought it was so you could get from your hot tub into
Well, that
your.
too. Both. So I've got
All
a
of
hot tub in the garden. This is going to be much better than trying to wrap a towel around me and shivering. Throwing this over, I'll feel warmer. But also, yeah, when I go away with the caravan.
Perfect.
Especially when we display at vintage events and stuff. We're not always
What are you
near
displaying?
the shower blocks.
Oh.
The caravan. So, if we're at a big festival, we don't know whether we're near the shower block.
No, absolutely. So that's why they are on a half price cracking dough. I can't hold that price, by the way, for very long.
No.
So you need to get in, get out, get them bought, get it done.
It's a Friday special.
It is a Friday special. Right, other things to show you that we have.
Do you need me to drive?
Oh, yeah. These are just in time for Easter. Look, this is my Tilda duck nest.
You adore this fabric.
I've had this fabric for a while now because it's my favourite fabric, and I've put off selling it because I really like it. And I was like, can't I just make all the things in all the world with this duck nest fabric?
We have tried to have this offer multiple times.
And look, we've even paired it with proper Tilda.
Yeah.
Because otherwise finding that blue is incredibly difficult.
Beautiful.
So look out for those on your Friday deals as well, unless I have
very
snaffled them.
limited quantity. Just what you see in her hand. That is it.
That was it, yeah. And then, if you want to make such a thing as this, Gemma keeps saying, will you demo this again? Then we have got the blooms there. And then this one, look, with the skiddly bit I had left over, I made Gemma a little tiny middly one, which is that one.
So
Obviously, you would make a full-size one,
that
which is this size.
Polska.
Go on then,
That's
Gemma, you have it
Polska.
back.
Oh, did you just throw that at the studio light?
apparently.
Oh, you brains. So, yeah, that is called Polska.
This
and
one.
then the green floral one underneath is Green Garden, I believe.
Green Garden.
Mm.
It's actually
it's
one
not.
of it's not. It's a cave. It's a cave one, but they've renamed it. So they are on the Friday deal.
Enchanted, I think, isn't it? Is it Enchanted?
A lot, yeah, I think so. Along with all sorts of other goodies. Now, other things that we have had this week for your delectation were the panels.
Oh.
We have pre-recorded this before we sold the panels, so I don't know if we've got any left. I don't know if we've got any of the elephants left. I have no idea.
No, we tried to get
that was 2 days ago.
We tried to get plentiful quantities. We had a good quantity
They
of this
didn't-
stuff. If it's all gone, then that just tells you how busy
Yeah.
it was.
Behind me is Jane's quilt.
That was Wednesday.
That was Wednesday.
Yeah.
We made
Oh,
cork
Monday.
bags with my glasses case. This is ready to go home with me.
Mm.
And nail file keep.
Yep. And
You can even buy the nail files.
You whipped these up really quickly on
Yeah,
Monday.
yeah,
These are
yeah.
really super quick mates. And also, funny story, after we'd finished that show, lovely supplier popped in to see us and dropped us some samples off. And you very quickly whipped him up a glasses case for his.
Yeah, out of the Tim Holtz. And he's like, oh, thanks. And then the other things to look out for are the Papermate Trios.
Yes.
We have got some of those on a special for you as well. So if you missed out on those first time round, we've got a few in stock if you would like. Right, let's make this thing then, shall we? Right, so I've done a little bit of cutting just to save us a little bit of time, and here we go. So first things first, let's make some strips. So this is going to be our strip strap.
Natasha, what's your favourite way to cut strips?
My stripology ruler, of course. That's exactly how I cut these.
And are you one of Natasha's strippers?
I am the
If
founder
you are
member
not-
of Natasha. Oh, am I?
No, I'm talking to the viewers now. Are they one of Natasha's strippers?
I was like,
Yes.
I think I
You're
am.
one of your own strippers. You are
Because I am
head
the founder
stripper.
mender.
You are the head stripper, chief
Strip.
stripper.
You could just call me Chief Strip.
But yes,
Oh, yeah.
if you're not one of Natasha's strippers,
Why not?
and seriously, just no. Get yourself a stripology because you'll never ever look back.
You won't, no.
Never.
And we've just had them back in stock. They come and go. We keep refilling. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it is this. And what happens is you have got 1/2 inch increments all the way along there with like a little teardrop shape, and you put your blade of your rotary cutter in there, and you can only cut straight.
Yeah.
Revolutionised
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah.
On the back you have inbuilt non-slip grip, so your fabric is held exactly where you need it, doesn't move, doesn't budge at all, which is just perfect, because we have a similar one from another brand
We do.
that cuts the entire bot and
Wider.
it slips and slides around.
Yeah.
We've broken 3.
And we waste a lot of fabric.
We
with
don't
it.
stock them anymore. Do we?
No.
They were the only other brand that we stocked, and we don't stock them anymore because, well, I mean, we were using them to cut jelly rolls, and it just, but no, we're a bit fussy. Everywhere you have a square on the bottom, that is a 2.5 inch increment. So if you want to cut your own jelly rolls, you're going to be cutting them very, very quickly. You can see over here, you've got your big squares going incrementally smaller so that you can align and trim back your blocks if you're a quilter. And you can see you've got those, the cross going through there, so you can line up your half square triangles, quarter square triangles. It is fantastic. Every time you see a little star down the bottom, that is your 1.5 inch increment, which we have used to cut this.
Ta-da!
Ba-ba. So yeah, it's just phenomenal. I wouldn't be without it. It makes prep time much quicker. When Gemma first started working for me, I gave her one. She said, "Oh, that's too generous." I went, "No, it's really not. It's actually very selfish of me, because now your prep time will be quicker. I won't have to pay as much." So
Which is so true.
it's really
And
true.
the amount of fabric wastage that there would be otherwise as well.
Anything that saves time, saves you worrying about whether or not you have just done something right, is, as far as I'm concerned, a winner.
Yes.
Now, the question of what I am doing might be on all of your lips.
Shall we go overhead, Tash?
Go on then. Go on then. I'm just starting off a little bit of binding. Right, so I've just started by folding in half, and then just pressing those raw edges in. And yes, it does. Oh, this is excellent news, Gemini. Look at that. So I'm going to thread this through. If you do not have this little bundle, get it.
Yes.
Have we got any left on the website?
We've got these tagged in today's show. We haven't got a huge number. There's literally a handful left.
And it just makes your binding a lot quicker. I tend to just pin that onto my mat, and you can sort of finger press it if you want. You don't have to get your iron out and press. It does help if you do. And if you want to get really swift with it and you want to just push it away with the nose, then you can, but please do be careful.
Yes. We will not take responsibility for any melted plastic.
No.
damaged
At
wires.
no point is anyone claiming that is melt free.
No.
No. And you might be wondering, what are we making? What is happening here, Natasha? I mean, we often ask ourselves that question, don't we, Jem?
Frequently.
What is happening here? What is happening here is that we are making the straps, because what I really wanted to do is, like I say, add on a strap, just upgrade it a little bit, because as you guys know, I make stuff that I use, that I want, that I need for myself. So when I find that actually, if I were to make it again and write the instructions again, I would, do it in a slightly different manner.
Yeah.
Then I will do that.
Yes.
And if you don't like to make binding, just do them the original way. And also, I wanted to show you a slightly different technique in which how to make it as well. So, I've been busy.
Marvellous.
Because sometimes with circles, people get upset. Or if you've got to try and keep 2 circles together exactly the same, people can get upset. People can just get upset. My mum said to me the other day,
Mm.
something that's so true. She said, well, that's the thing about offence, isn't it? Offence isn't given, it's taken.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's good. Not heard that before. Can't remember what we were talking
I say
about.
A lot. Yeah.
Oh, I clearly don't offend you enough then, because otherwise you'd have told me that one.
No, I say it a lot because of teenagers.
That,
Teenagers
oh
do
yeah,
take
yeah.
offence a
Oh
lot.
yeah, they do. They like a bit of offence, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
And then you are going to.
And it's something you learn, I think, through life, isn't it?
I think that if you know people, they're generally coming from a good place, unless you know that they're someone that isn't.
Not that person.
But if you know someone and you go, okay, are they just having a bit of an off day? Did I just hear that a bit wrong? Was it in a text? And you can't really read intonations and stuff in a text, can you? So, yeah. But teenagers, it's tough being a teenager. I wouldn't want to be a teenager in this day and age. It was hard enough without social media and all that jazz.
Shenanigans, yeah.
At least when we got home, the only way that kids could get in touch with you was to come knock your door, or to ring up.
True.
On the landline and
Get
have
past
to.
your parents.
Yep.
Either way, they've got to get past your parents, haven't
And
they?
certainly not past any later than 8:30, 9 o'clock. Absolute latest. You didn't phone on the house phone. Past then.
It's rude.
Rude.
It's an unsaid rule, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to now sew down both sides of this. All your cutting instructions are in your instructions which have come with this. So you don't have to worry about any of that. Spin around, sew down the other side. So you just top stitching on the side. Easy so far, right?
Yeah. Easy enough. It's all good.
So then, let's make our template. So you are going to... Did you just change that camera angle?
Yeah.
Well, well done you.
I know.
I was like, did I just have that on completely the wrong one again for a long time?
That's me.
Thanks. You would, of course, do a better job than I. There we go. And then chop it out.
Lovely. So I adore template plastic. If you are going to have to draw something out
through template plastic like you wouldn't believe, but only because we're going to be drawing these out. Okay. So, and your template's on the back. And if you get a sharp bit that you can't quite get round, do you know what you do?
I do.
You do now, don't you? You do now. What we do is what, Gemma?
Get your nail file.
Get your nail file out. Yep. Get your nail file out. Right sides together with these. I'm not going to do all of them. Yeah. And put this across the middle. Let me get this out of the way. Out of the way. So we start to layer everything up. And that's going to go across the middle there, like so. Okay.
Lovely job.
And then on the back of your fabric, because we're going right sides, you are going to draw around your template. Now you're going to sew on the line, okay? So you want to leave yourself enough of a gap that you can have your seam allowances for both, okay? And also you will do it in something that is not going to mark everything, unlike me, because I just want to be able for you to be able to see this, okay? And then you place that over the top, okay? Now you can feel where your what's the word I want there, Jem? Where your strap. Yeah, you can feel where your strap is. Have I had my pins out today? No, I have not. Let's get my pins out, shall we? Here we go. So what you're going to do is pin one side, just pin them in, right?
Nice.
As you go along, so that your straps are held firm. And remember, you are going to be sewing on that line. Okay. You can whip them out if needs be.
So you'll be sewing on your drawn circle line.
That is your, yeah, you sew on the line. Okay. Now, sewing a circle with all of this paraphernalia, not really the one, is it?
No.
So, Gemma, we're going to make it even easier for you in a minute, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So you now have manageable chunks to deal with. You can sit and do this of an evening and just pile them up.
Beautiful.
Okay. And then we're going to take it to the sewing machine. Can you spin it? We're going to sew on that line. Now, if you'd have done these as two little circles, it would have been a little bit fiddly. But if you do them like this, then they really are easier to do.
And Natasha, people who are a bit concerned about sewing a circle, because I know a lot of our beginners follow the pay it forward.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. That's what you've just taken the scariness out of it. So then, let's just show you another one then.
Just, you know.
Yeah, you are. And I would start a little bit before the handle, and then go round. Just follow the line. Just keep it, and if you need to, then lift your foot and turn. Do a few more. It's not such a tight circle as you need to with this. Okay, but if you need to stop, lift your foot and then just turn a little bit. Do another couple of more stitches, then do. But it's not, and the bamboo is very forgiving as well. That's why we like it. But just slow and steady. Just keep turning it, keep turning it. It's a really nice circle size to do.
And it is a take your time situation, isn't it? You know, because the machine isn't going to run away with you if you just ease your foot off the pedal a little bit.
And then, what I would say do, is go in with your pinking shears.
I love an excuse to get my pinking shears
Well, the
out.
thing is, Gemma, right, you're going to keep these. I've had mine now for 2 years. You're the same. You've had Meg's for 2 years. They get washed, thrown in the wash all the time. You don't want them fraying from the inside out or anywhere else for that matter. So just pink it and you will be fine.
Lovely.
Okay. And then you want to turn it through. Take your finger, ease it all around, and if you want to, take it to the iron. Let's take it to the iron. And when you get here, if you want to just turn that under and give it a little press. And turn your bamboo under and just do it a little bit at a time. It's probably the fiddliest bit of the whole thing.
Such a beautiful fabric. It looks great with that toweling as well.
Yeah, it looks lovely, doesn't it?
Really nice.
I do love the William Morris.
There's something very elegant about William Morris, isn't there? You know,
well, yeah, there is.
Some nice bath smellies. And
yeah,
this from the William Morris, it's just...
When you go to, you know, sort of posh garden centres and stuff, they always have William Morris. And then you're just going to top stitch round. That's it.
Yep.
And you'll do this and repeat this on all of them. And in top stitching round, what you're doing is closing off that turning through gap.
Yeah, as well as giving a really nice professional edge to it as well.
And also it means that when you wash them, they won't come out of shape.
Yeah.
So there's lots of reasons for top stitching. And there you have it. One little wipe.
Lovely.
And then you pop your fingers in. And it just makes that difference because you can hold it
Lovely,
like a little
isn't it?
mitt. Yeah.
So Natasha, you make a pile of those.
You make a pile of those,
And what?
however many of those as you see fit and you wish. Okay. And then, now I've given instructions if you're working with a directional print as to what needs to happen. If you're working with a directional print, then with the sizes that I say, you basically end up with 2 together. Do them so, because it's going to fold up like that, this drawstring bag. Okay, so if you're working with a directional print, you'll just sew a seam along the bottom so that when they fold up, they're going to be in the right direction. Now, we are going to... I've got to actually remind myself how I did this because it was a little while ago that I did this. I can't actually remember. Oh, there, fold over by 1/4 of an inch and then over by another inch.
Yes.
So all I'm doing when I turn over by 1/4 of an inch up here is just giving myself my first seam allowance. My first little seam rather. And then when I turn over by 1 inch, and you know, if you can't eyeball what 1 inch is going to look like, get one of your gauges out. If you can't gauge it, get a gauge. That's why we have these. And any of you that had the, there you go, how handy is that, right? If you had the, the Advents,
Yes,
then you will have one of those. And it just means that now I'm alright, I know what I'm doing. So it's not even so much that the 1/4 of an inch needs to be massively accurate, but you are going to want this one to be, just because they're going to kind of line up.
Yeah.
Alright, so that there, and then that there. Give that a little press. There we go. Now the next thing then to do, I'll just show you this in my instructions. Have I got to, Gemma? Have I got to? Your instructions, we noticed an error in ours, didn't we? And so we've just had to, yeah. We are then going to turn under this bit, okay. And this just allows you space for your drawstring.
Beautiful.
I'm going to make a little drawstring in a minute, okay? And that under there like that. Then fold that under. If you want to just quickly pop a pin in there. And you're going to sew on that 1/4 inch seam there so that that is held down there. And let's just quickly do this side as well. So you're creating a channel for a drawstring. That's all that you're doing here. So just do it so that that edge goes on that folded line. So it's at approximately 45 degrees. That's just how that's going to go.
Beautiful.
Fold that back up and again just pin it in place so that that's not budging, and you're going to sew down both of those sides. So I'm going to sew down there and down there.
Marvellous.
Now you can use a thread that is just going to blend in. I've used a darker thread so that you guys can see. There you go.
Lovely.
So I've got a channel now either end for my drawstring. Okay, so then I'm going to place those wrong sides together. Okay, so we're going to French seam
Lovely.
the outsides.
French seams are nice.
They are,
And
aren't they?
robust.
But we are not. So when you pin them together, I suggest you put a pin there and there to remind yourself not to sew and close those gaps. You don't want to do that because otherwise you've just ruined your drawstring.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you might say naughty words.
You might say naughty words. Yes, you might. Right.
We all do it sometimes. We all do it sometimes. Normally when we've, made some beautiful block and then gone to trim it down and there's been something underneath and it's got the corner cut off it, or we've broken a needle or ruined something we've been working hard on.
Yeah.
Then the naughty words do come out from time
They
to time.
slip out, don't they?
They do.
So you want to about 1/8 of an inch seam allowance, and then turn it through and press. And then you're going to sew 1/4 of an inch seam. And if you've sewn it a little bit wider, then just, sew it a little bit wider. I'm going to give that a little press, because you really want that seam open. Not open, you know what I mean.
Lovely. It's a nice size little bag.
Do you know, it's just a handy little size one, isn't it?
It really is.
Really. And, without all the raw edges showing inside, then that is going to be absolutely fine. And then when you get to the top, and we'll look at this in a minute, what I'm going to ask you to do, I'll show you in a second. We'll sew this bit first. Yeah. Okay. So again, from where you started before, this time 1/4 of an inch down, and here. Now, up here, what we need to do is just tuck that under, like so. And we're just going to sew up there, just to hold that underneath so you don't have a raw edge. Oh, can we just change?
Sorry.
Okay, so you're going to fold that under there at the top.
Sticky buttons. It's always at the wrong way.
And that's going to come down to there. So you're just going to sew down there.
There we are.
Okay. So you've just sewn that there. And it still gives you plenty to get your thing through. So if I show you here, it's a little bit difficult not doing it on the mat, but just tuck it under, and then just sew down. And that just means that you're not getting lots of raw edge showing.
It's such a tiny make, and yet you've given lots of thought to that.
Well, yeah, because I want this to be something. I don't like stuff being thrown away. I've got a real bee in my bonnet about waste. So if we can solve any kind of waste issues going on, that would be grand.
Yeah, for sure.
And then here on this last one again, it's just a matter of tucking under, folding down, and then just sewing down. And you will then spend time snipping all those, trimming all those little bits and bobs. But basically, when you turn that now through, what you have is something very sweet to put all your bits in. And if you've got any little threads from where you did your front seam, just trim.
Beautiful.
No bother there. Trim any little threads from doing all of that neatening there. You can take your time and do that.
It's lovely.
Okay, and then we just need to make this. So if that is 1.5 inches, then half of that is going to be, Gemma,
3/4 of an inch.
exactly that, and that's how you know which size of these to get.
You know, when I came to work for you, you said, don't worry, there'll be no maths.
That you can't do.
Well, no.
So again, if you just want to start it
It's
off.
not even about can't, it's just there's no joy in maths for me. No joy.
And yet you're very good at it.
Oh, not about that. But, yeah.
Did you have Mr. Wood for maths?
No. I had Mr. Sharp.
Oh no, it was Mr. Sharp. Oh, sorry, Mr. Wood
Sharp.
was a different school.
He was the one who smoked all the cigarettes, bless him.
He did smoke all the cigarettes
All
in all
the
the world
time.
with half the students.
He used to go into the staff room and just help himself to a pack of confiscated cigarettes out of the thing. He used to say he never bought a packet of cigarettes. So I have no problem with any of you smoking because you'll get caught, they'll get confiscated, and then I don't have to go to the shop and pay for them.
Yeah.
I know.
He went daft, was he?
No, not at all.
That was when I went a little bit off maths.
He had a little ponytail, didn't he?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And very nicotine-stained fingers.
Yeah, funny that.
He was an alright sort.
Mr. Sharp, that's
I had
right.
him and I had Mrs. Pyatt.
Do you know what? There must be something about maths teacher, because my old maths teacher was a bit of a smoker and a drinker. Don't know what it is. And a bit of a naughty one. Here's the one that got done for drink biking
Oh.
when he accidentally cycled into, was it a ditch or actually into the police car? Certainly it was something in front of. Yeah,
That's good, isn't it?
yeah, beautiful
Yeah.
things. You don't get teachers like that anymore, do you?
No. I do like it when there's an inebriated story involving a police car. It's always fun.
Yeah.
Everyone's got one, haven't they?
Wow.
Come on, Natasha, everyone's got one. You've heard mine. You have heard mine.
Which is yours?
Oh no. So I went to, in fact it was a client's house with Guy for dinner. Very beautiful, very grand house in the countryside. And her husband had some champagne, lots of champagne.
Right.
And he just kept
Did
filling
you
the
have lots
glass
of
up.
champagne,
Yeah,
Gemma?
so
Yeah.
he had lots of champagne that he was like, oh, I've got too much of this stuff, we need to drink it. And
Oh,
we were there
shame.
having lovely dinner, and you know when someone's filling your glass every time you turn away and you just don't know how much you've had?
Yeah, whatever
don't empty a
excuse,
glass.
whatever you are
Yeah.
telling yourself, yeah.
So
So basically you were drunk.
we booked a taxi. We're in the middle of nowhere, we booked a taxi.
Mm-hmm.
And they were, still trying to get us to stay and have drinks. We're like, no, we've got to get down the lane and get across the little bridge where there's a ford, you see.
Right.
Let's get across the little bridge to meet the taxi. I'm like, come on, Guy, come on, we've got to go. If we don't get there in time, the taxi will go without us, and then we're in the middle of nowhere. Well, I saw lights in the distance of the taxi, the other side of the ford.
I'm just going to slow down one side while
Yeah.
Gemma tells us the rest of the
Course.
story. Yep.
So I went over the bridge, run, my little heels,
Mm.
run up to the taxi, grab the door, go to open the passenger door, and it won't open. It was locked. And the window drops down. And there's a police officer in the front seat.
Oh, that is not your taxi.
And she says, can I help you?
Ah,
To which I came up with something along the lines of, you're not a police officer. No. No, I am not you're not a taxi, you're a police officer. And she's like, yeah, no, I'm not a taxi. Yeah.
oops.
Yeah. Guy, in the meantime, had spotted quite a way before it was in fact a police car
Where's my
and was laughing his head off.
Oh, well, that's helpful.
But he
Thank
he was
you.
laughing so hard he couldn't warn me. So yeah, she's you're not a taxi, you're a police officer. Yeah, I am.
Amazing.
a police
Good
officer.
job.
Yeah.
Mhm. How embarrassing was that?
I know.
Excellent.
I know. Then we had to answer why we were in the middle of nowhere at that time of night, because
Well,
the reason they were up there is because all sorts of unsavoury activities occur up that lane.
Oh, wow.
At night. And,
Wow.
they wanted to be sure we weren't involved in said unsavoury activities.
Gosh.
Yeah, I know. I was like, no, we've been for dinner.
So they were actually the
my
fun
client's
police. That's what you're
They
telling
were
us.
the fun
They were the
police.
fun police.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So then I had to answer lots of questions
Amazing.
while they determined that we were not, in fact, involved in said recreational activities. And did point out we haven't got a car, much less one that we can flash the lights on.
And no dog.
No.
Amazing.
No.
Right.
But there is always a story.
For
There's
you.
got to be.
For you.
There is.
For you.
You'll have one too. You just won't tell it on air.
No, I do other embarrassing things.
Yes.
Other embarrassing things.
Yes. We all do embarrassing things. But then that's part
Yeah, but
of
she
it
made
here.
me tell Jane at lunchtime.
Yes. And the lovely viewers. Yeah, I won't make you share that. The lovely viewers, though, I love that you share your stories with us as well because, you know, you are our tribe.
Well, yeah, I mean, my most embarrassing. I will share a little bit of it.
Okay.
Not all of it,
No.
but yeah, I might be currently dating a twin.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't get them
Don't text the
confused.
wrong one.
No, don't text the wrong one.
That's it.
Because that's not great. Gemma taught me this great trick of when you're driving.
Yeah.
You knew this would be your fault somehow, didn't you?
Yeah. It's
That
always
you
my
can
fault.
ask Siri to send texts.
Yeah, you can.
Which is great, but when it's hammering it down with rain on the motorway, it doesn't always hear quite right who you want to send it to, and of course they have the same surname.
Yeah.
It was hammering down. I didn't hear it read.
It reads it back to you, so you can check that it's going to send the right thing and everything. It's
Oh yeah, no, I checked it was sending the right message, just to the wrong brother.
Yeah. I still say it's better than if it went to one of your parents.
Marginally.
Yeah.
Still
Look at
can't
that
look me in
lovely
the eye.
bag.
There we go.
Which was not what you said. That's nice,
No,
isn't it?
that is very nice. And then there you go.
Ah.
And the thing is, pop your little. Where's it gone? I made one. I done made one.
In front of your face.
In your face.
In your face.
Pop those in. And if you want to, by the way, you can.
Oh.
You can cut your drawstring, and you can have that thing where you tie both sides.
Yeah. Nice.
If you want to do it that way
Nice.
instead, and do it. Whoops. Like so. Then you can.
Oh,
There.
which is also nice.
All right.
Wow.
So there we go. Pay it forward. Give it to whoever you need to. That is that. That's that. They're just nice little makes.
Lovely.
Nice little easy makes. Drawstring bags are always useful for whatever.
Yeah.
So grab your jobby things ready for your holidays.
Big eye robes.
Those
Them
ones. Make sure that all of those elephants are in your bag and are winning their way to you. Check to see whether we've got any of the kits left.
Mm-hmm.
Gemma seemed to think we might have been able to have made some more from Jane's offcuts.
Yeah, which to be fair
would only be a
bet they'll have gone
handful
last week.
because they flew last week.
Yeah.
So, and then that's that fabric gone. Apart from one fabric that I've held back for a special project another time.
Indeed. And
So,
talking of specialness,
yes.
next week, aka Monday, is April, because tomorrow it's April, which is nuts. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, this coming week, our Jane's on her hollybobs.
She's on a hollybob, so you've got me all week, I'm afraid,
We've got
next
a
week.
triple tashing. We're going to thorough tashing.
Which sounds so wrong when you say it like that.
It's the school holidays. And
It is the
kids-
school holidays,
Kids will be having some time with their dad, which
Yep.
is grand.
which means I will be here working hard.
Yes.
So you will see me 3 times next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday is Good Friday.
It is.
And so we've got a little treat for you because Jane is going to record a little show for you Good Friday, a little show for you Easter Monday, and they follow on one from the next. So if you are buying the stunning quilt that you might have seen on social media
Yes.
that we're doing over Easter, and if you're not
Yes.
up to doing the whole quilt, just buy the bag kit.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Or buy the
Emily
quilt kit and use all the
loves this
fabrics for
quilt.
different things. They are beautiful.
She loves it. She saw the photo. She said, stop at that one. What's that one? What's that one? What's that one? She absolutely loves it. So, yes, so that will be Friday. But we will see you here Monday, 10 o'clock, with whatever I've gone home now
Yes.
to make up. So,
Yes.
fabulous.
And actually, this might all be a bit backwards. She might have already had images on social media across yesterday, which would be Thursday. You know, you're bound to, Tash.
You just
You're
don't
good
know,
like
do
that.
you?
So, yeah, always keep an eye on Natasha's social media because you get a little sneaky peek of what might be coming up.
Oh, yeah. All right, then.
Always worth it. Nice to have you with us.
Have a lovely weekend. Stay sewing.
Yes.
Be good.
Take care.
And if you can't be good, don't get caught.
Indeed.
Bye-bye. I'm like
Bye.
Gemma. Bye-bye.